Howdy everyone, welcome to Yoga with Adriene. I'm Adriene and per your request, some lower back love. So hop into something comfy and let's get started. Okay, hi everyone. We're going to begin on our backs today, but I'd like to invite you to pause the video and grab a thick towel or a small blanket if you have one. If you don't have one, it's not the end of the world. You'll be just fine, my darling. But if you have one and want to grab it now, please do so. All right, and we'll begin lying flat on our backs. Hey, buddy. Take your time, particularly if you're being particularly ginger with your back. Be nice and kind here in the beginning, nice and slow. As we, of course, work to tend to the lower back today, we take our yogic principles along with us and remember that this is a time to just kind of check in with your whole self, all parts. Think of the body as one moving part and work in that way. All right, so we're gonna bring the knees up towards the sky and we're gonna bring the feet to the earth. And if you did bring your towel or your blankie to your mat and you wanna use it as a pillow here, you certainly can for your head. Okay, then hands can rest gently on the low ribs here, elbows out wide. And take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, just take a second. We're not gonna do any movement here. So you can comfortably close your eyes and just take a second to land here in the moment. Again, we're tending to the low back, but if we're really practicing yoga, we're also recognizing that this is valuable time to just go inward, slow down, tend to all parts of the self. So particularly when we're in pain or if we're just really busy, moving without a particular mindfulness, we can certainly feel the effects of that. Versus when we take time to slow down, fill our cups, tend to whatever's going on in the body, then that too has its own ripple effect. So just close your eyes here and start to deepen your breath. Feel your yoga mat kind of rising up to meet your back body here. Literally, but yes, of course, there's a little metaphor there. Just kind of acknowledging this time and acknowledging that your yoga mat has your back here. We're going to work it out. We're going to find what feels good together. Take one more conscious cycle of breath in and out here on your own. And then when you're ready, you can keep working with the eyes closed, or you can open the eyes and of course peek at me whenever you need to. Hands can stay resting gently on your low ribs, and we're just gonna start by peeling the tailbone up just a bit so that your low back becomes flush with the mat, and you kind of feel your lower abdominal wall turn on, baby. Okay? And if you want, you can slide your hands down to your low abdominal wall and just kind of feel those muscles turn on. And then slowly release it, allowing the tailbone now to drop and the pelvis is going to tilt. Good, now same thing, we're going to slow and steady bring the tailbone up towards the sky. We're rocking to bring the low back flush with the mat, lower abdominal, lower belly turns on. And then slow and steady, taking it in the opposite direction, rocking the pelvis down, lifting the low back up. You kind of slide a little bit on your spine on the ground. Fabulous. We're going to repeat, but now add the layer of the breath. So inhale here, and then exhale. You're going to tilt the tailbone up, draw your navel down, scooping the tailbone up. Feel the low back flush with the mat. Good. Exhale. Take it forward, rocking the hips down towards the core of the earth, feeling the low back lift. Exhale, rocking the hips up towards the sky, using your feet to ground you here. Inhale, rocking the hips forward, lower back lifts, moving with your breath. Exhale, low back becomes flush with the mat. Nice and steady. Inhale, rock it forward. And this will be our last one. Nice and slow, rock it back. Hands return to the low ribs here, just so you can find that nice connection of the low ribs hugging in, supporting the low back as you turn on your core. Okay, then from here, keep this turned on as you lift the right knee up, and then keep this turned on as you lift the left knee up. If this is too much for you, at whatever stage you work with your low back, try working on the ground with the ball joint of the big toe on the earth, right? So we're just not bringing it quite so far up. Okay, we're breathing here. We're really over-exaggerating, turning on the transverse abdominals here. So you're trying to turn on your center, breathe deep wherever you are, scooping the tailbone up. Excellent, and then release that, let it go, hallelujah. You're gonna walk the feet together, nice and easy. We're gonna open the knees wide with control. So careful not to let them slam out, nice and easy. So knees go wide. Breathing here, low back comes up. So you should be able to, if you were to test out sliding your hand underneath your low back, and you can of course give it a go, you should be able to feel a little bridge there, a little gap. Take a breath here in and out. And then slowly use your fingertips to guide you, particularly if the low back is feeling ginger today, really ginger. And you're gonna bring the knees back up to center. Great. Hug the knees into the chest now, should feel really good. Careful not to overdo it. It just depends. So many different types of people practicing. So just be mindful here, move nice and slow, and really listen to your body. If it feels right, start to rock a little side to side, getting a nice massage here. If you need more, maybe you're doing this for more preventative care, then start to peel the nose up toward the knee. Again, lighting on up that core as you turn up the tailbone. Yes. Fabulous. If the head's lifted, release it with control. And then we're going to take just the left foot to the ground and you're going to kick slowly the right foot up high. Find extension. If you can't straighten the leg, don't worry about it here. You can keep the right knee nice and bent. And then when you're ready, you're going to take a deep breath in and exhale. You're just going to cross your right foot over towards the left side of your mat. And then you're just going to keep that momentum going as you allow the weight of your legs to fold over gently to the left side of your mat. And you can keep your hands on the low ribs here. So important that you bring the breath here. And if you want to take your right ear to the right shoulder, you can, but really we're kind of focusing on a little low back love today, so breathe deep. Excellent, and then slowly unravel. Ooh, that felt good. Kick the right foot up, let the blood flow opposite direction, opposite direction, opposite direction. Okay, and then foot down to the earth, and we'll just take the same thing on the other side. So ground down through your right foot, kick your left foot up high. And then when you're ready, you're going to take your left foot, cross it over your right leg, and then just keep that momentum going. And we want to kind of move with momentum rather than into poses, squeeze, twist, particularly when we're focusing on just the targeted area, so that we can be really mindful. And then, of course, since I said the words target area, I just want to remind you, also working with this mindset of creating a full body experience even in this kind of low back workshop setting. Okay, breathe into your belly, soften through your face, relax through your shoulders. If you need it, take it. In fact, I encourage it. Nice audible breath here and there whenever you can. Yeah, baby. Okay, bring it back by connecting to your core. That's why we already turned it on. So use it from here on out. Excellent. Kick the left foot up. And then lower it down. So So you can turn onto one side here if this next gesture is not right for you. Otherwise, I invite you to bring your hands to the backs of your legs, to your hamstrings. Use that connection that we already established here in your core, and you're gonna gently begin to rock up and down the length of your spine. And if it feels really good, keep it going. If you're not sure, just do a couple, just kind of massaging up and down the length of your spine. If you have the flexibility, you're of course welcome to take the toes back to touch in this little gesture, but mind yourself. Check yourself. Okay, when you feel good, go ahead and come up to a nice comfortable seat. You're gonna cross the legs here and just take a second to sit up nice and tall and stack your head over your heart and your heart over your pelvis. See if you can really lift up out of the hips and then hug those low ribs in again. Close your eyes, just take a restful moment here in Sukhasana. Notice how you feel. Gorgeous. And then we're just going to take a very gentle twist to the left. Breathe in, lift up out of your hips, whatever that means to you. Just imagine as you breathe in, and then as you exhale, remember where your hands were earlier. Just soften that area in here a little bit. Then nice and easy, stay connected to your breath as you come back to center. We'll take it to the other side, nice and easy. Breathe into your low belly. Use your inhale to lift up, lengthen. No pushing or cranking here, just nice and easy. Gorgeous. Now from here, we'll release back to center, and if you have your towel or blankie, go ahead and bring it right underneath your hips. So we're getting a little bit of a lift in the hips. And from here, we're gonna take the left heel in first, and then the right heel in to meet it. So we call this Siddhasana. And then you'll bring your fingertips to the mat. And this will be a little bit different for everyone in the hips. And then the low back, of course, all connected. So move nice and slow here at first. You're gonna inhale to lift your heart and open your chest. And then exhale, just use your fingertips to slowly crawl it out. But as you do so, try to keep your sit bones reaching back and your hips really heavy, legs really heavy. So you might come to about here, breathing deep. You might bring the forearms to the ground, breathing deep. In time, you might be able to get a little further down. And if you find, you know what, Adriene, I feel like I just would feel a lot better without the blanket or the towel, go for it. And then when you're ready, allow the weight of your head to relax down, kind of come into your own private little love cave here and listen to the sound of your breath. Now actively for this last breath here, draw the thigh bones down. So I'm actively engaging my legs. I'm creating such stability here in the femur as I ground down through my thighs. And then I'm just gonna walk my hands over towards the left side of the mat, breathing into the lower right side of the back body. Legs stay active, thighs grounding down, sits bones reaching back as you walk through center, and nice and easy, take it to the other side. Oh yeah. Relax the weight of your head over. Again, breathe now into the lower left back body. And then slowly bring it back through. Tuck the chin, connect to your core, roll it back up. Take a moment here just to rest. Notice how you feel. Maybe take a cycle of breath in and out. And then we'll switch the legs. So right heel comes in, left heel to follow. Maybe you use your blanket, maybe not. Fingertips on the earth. Important first to really establish this kind of grounding. Open the chest and then notice the sensation as you slowly crawl forward. And then notice perhaps this side's a little different, maybe not. And find a variation here with the arms that suits you here as you eventually fold in and listen. See if you can extend your inhalations here. Extend your exhalations and use the breath, man. Use the breath, or woman, or person, or pet. Basically, use the breath. So feel the breath literally stretch the skin of your back body as you breathe in. And then use your exhale to ground down. And then get really active, best you can, in the thighs. So draw the thighs down towards the earth. It's this internal action of hugging the femur in. And that's what's going to create a little stability for us as we take the hands over to the right side first this time. Breathing deep. Sending love to that left lower back. Feeling that connection all the way through the left side body, all the way up to the rhomboid even, your lat even. Oh yeah, and then walk it through center, keep breathing, and take it over to the left. Okay, come back to center. Stay connected to your core. Your center work is so important to nurturing the back body, just getting really used to always moving from your center of gravity. So it's so much more than like getting your abs on. It's a sensibility, and it'll literally change the way you pick up a sock off the floor, the way you pick up a child, the way you do your job. So all about it. Haven't said that in a while. Hopefully by now you're all the way lifted and you're feeling good, taking that restful moment here. Okay, so from here, you're on your blanket or towel maybe. If you're not, you can grab it. You're gonna sit up and nice and slow, we're gonna use the blanket or towel here. You're gonna bring your feet to the mat, and there's gonna be a little momentum involved here for some, not all, but that's where you're gonna use that center again. So from here, we're gonna inhale in. You can watch me first if you need to. I'm gonna hike my heels in close. Inhale in, I'm gonna exhale, slowly come through to a nice little squat here. You there? Okay, then reach back, grab thy towel or blanket and just slide it up, snuggle it up underneath your heels, just to give you a little more space. Okay, pals, here we go. Inhale in. Exhale, you're going to slowly lift your hips up and come into a standing forward fold. Uttanasana with heels on the blanket. But see if you can move nice and slow. Keep your knees bent. Yes. Then you can work in time to straighten the legs. Maybe your fingertips stay on the earth. Or maybe you clasp opposite elbow and rock a little side to side. Gently, gently, gently. There's no rule book that says the legs have to be straightened. And in honor of our practice today, I just encourage you to really look at that. Just bend the knees, basically. Why don't I just say what I really mean? Say how you really feel, Adriene. Just bend your knees. That's going to help kind of bring that low back love in. If this is much too much for you, then obviously you're going to keep your fingertips on the ground. So yeah, just a little more grounding. Let's take one more breath here, wherever you are. Awesome. And then slow and steady, hands are going to come to the earth to help you here. We're going to slowly bend the knees, come back down. So we have we certainly have different bodies. If these transitions aren't working for you, try not to get too in your head. Just know that this home practice is meant for you to really make it your own. So it's all good. So from here, we're gonna slide the blanket now to the left side of the mat. And this is perfect little segue in terms of making it your own. You're gonna come onto your belly and you're gonna do it in any way that feels good for you. So just move mindfully. I'm gonna come to all fours first with one knee, left knee on the blanket and one knee off. And then I'm gonna come to my belly from here. But you're just gonna come onto your belly and we're gonna bring the left hip onto the blanket. Elbows are gonna come underneath us, just like we do in Sphinx pose. And then breathe deep as you press your right foot into the earth, and you're gonna hug your left knee all the way up so that your left inner thigh or your left knee is resting on your blanket. Now to protect the shoulders, go ahead and press up out of the earth and breathe deep here. Breathing down into the belly. If you find that you want a little more, you can always stack another blankie or a little couch pillow or something. Your dog, just kidding, underneath. Couple restorative breaths here. Maybe you're just getting settled in. Excellent. To come out, this is so important. Take a second here to connect to your center. Hug the low ribs in. Imagine where your hands are on your low ribs. You're gonna bring your hands underneath your ribs here, just like you were gonna do cobra, and then use that connection to your core to straighten your leg. Great. Then we'll press up to all fours. Slide the blanket over to the other side. And then you can come onto your belly any way you want. I'm gonna put my right knee on the blanket, start on all fours, and then from there, we'll slide down. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Press away from your yoga mat to not bring any undue pain or tension in your shoulders. And let's check it out here on the other side. So this is kind of the final beat of our practice. So use this time wisely to maybe soften your gaze. This is your time. You've taken it for yourself. Breathe deep. Just be with your breath. Be with yourself. Trust that this is valuable time that you're taking. It will have inevitably an effect on everything else you do from the moment you step up off the mat and into the rest of your day or your evening. Way to stick with it and way to give your mind and body some attention and love. Cool. To come out, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale, release, draw the hands underneath the shoulders just like we do in Cobra. Hug the low ribs in, connect to your center, extend the left leg out long. Inhale to press up to all fours. Bring your blanket to the center now, or your towel to the center of your mat. Bring the knees wide, and you're gonna send it back. We're gonna end in a child's pose. It can be wide-legged, or if that ain't your jam, you can bring the knees together and use your blanket as a pillow for a more traditional balasana. So yogi's choice. Pick your poison. Pick your beautiful child's pose, which is our last shape of the practice. And listen to the sound of your breath. Listen to the wisdom of your heart as you listen to your breath. And trust that when you do stuff like that, your body actually, I think, responds, heals more quickly. So any of these shapes you can repeat on your own whenever you just need a little something, something. You can bookmark this video, of course, to return to. And if you're seeking more or different types of low back yoga, you can look in the description. I'm going to link to some other low back and hips and even some videos for back pain that you might like to supplement with this practice. You can pause the video and stay here a little bit longer if you're ready. I'll invite you to come back up. Come into a seat. I'm going to sit on my blankie. And we're going to seal the deal by kissing the palms together and bowing to you, to me, and to us. Again, way to give yourself some love today, some attention. Our attention spans are so short and distracted. I think now more than ever that the body's getting neglected too. And the body's always been built to work and do amazing things, but since we're not taking proper time to slow down, it can get a little out of control. If you're doing this video, my guess is you know what I'm saying. You have good intuition. Love you so much. Tell us how it went in the comment section down below. Please share this with someone who you think might benefit. A lot of people I think will benefit from this lower back love. So spread the love. Subscribe to Yoga with Adriene YouTube channel if you haven't already. It's the best and easiest way to support the channel and this community and all the free yoga that goes around. So thank you from my heart to yours. Namaste.